You're just imitating me now. That's not polite.
Okay. Well, oh wait, now I'm just making fun of you?
No, you're mimicking me. I sound exactly like me. You got the voice down.
Well, dude, I realized I spend more of my life with you than I do with my girlfriend, so as far as hetero life mates are concerned, you know. What am I here for?
So, where in Hawaii did you live?
I was out on the island of Kauai. For about a month and a half, not that long, you know, but just I was actually just backpacking around, and we lived in a cave for a little while.
Really?
It was kind of fun, yeah.
Did you drink kava?
We did, actually. We had kava. We actually did an ayahuasca ceremony out there.
What's that?
Ayahuasca is a root basically, and you make a, or at least traditionally the Polynesians and Hawaiians and whatnot made this, it's sort of like a milkshakey beverage that they used in shamanistic practices. And yeah, so we had an ayahuasca ceremony while we were living in a cage on Secrets Beach.
Wow.
And
wow.
just talking to rocks and stuff. It was pretty fun.
It's awesome, man. I lived in Kona last summer for a month too.
Kona's beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you get some coffee?
I don't like coffee.
Did you get some beer? They have some good breweries there too.
Drank some kava juice, which is disgusting.
It tastes so bad, man.
Oh, man.
I mean, and all those little, what grossed me out the most about it, like I don't really mind the taste, because I'm kind of like bittery tasting things, you know. But what really got to me was the little particulates that float around in there, you know. Like it just feels like you're drinking, like, you know, creek water with rocks in it, you know.
I went one day with this lady I met. They picked me up at the house, and they like, oh, we're tripping on brownies, and I didn't do that, so I was like, no, I'm good. And then one of the guys that they picked up, he was on a kava farm for a couple months, so he had like a backpack full, and he just busted it out, started making it straight up there, and it made me kind of out of it.
Oh, it's really intense stuff. I mean, the holistic properties it has, I cannot deny at all. You know, I mean, you can feel it. You can totally feel it. You know, I remember when I last drank some, I just remember my mouth, the inside of my mouth going kind of numb. And like, you got kind of this weird spacey body high, you know. And
What was me do this, Jason?
Is it complete?
So
what we're doing now is just, now that you've been walking around a little bit, your body is sort of starting to accept the fact that I just cut you open and essentially rub minerals in there, you know, that we want to keep in there. Now your body is trying to obviously reject said minerals.
Wow,
which
really?
is why we have these little breaks before we totally finish you up. And this is our opportunity to see if there's any areas that are not taking quite so well.
Yes.
I'm just gonna closely look at this.
We've discussed it, and I'm gonna wait to get color until I know what I want, because it's gonna be forever. So I'm gonna go color it in. And what else?
You're just gonna play around with magic markers after this dude heals up, and you can color it any color you want. And then once you decide on a color, then you get it tattooed. Because this is, again, as you said, a very much forever kind of thing. And if for some reason, you know, I'm always scared that like one of the random drawings that I put on my body, you know, that you know, are all original art. I'm just worried that at some point, you know, some crazy offshoot militant bigoted group is gonna have that symbol as their flag for some weird syncretic plausibility that it might be, you know. But that's always been my fear, and now I have it tattooed on me, you know. Like the traditional, the Eastern Indian traditional symbol, you know, there was almost exactly the swastika. Yeah. You know, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but like it's a symbol of peace and prosperity. You know, and then the Nazis just inverted it backwards. You know, so the arms go the other direction. But you can see it all over traditional artwork and whatnot. There's a brewery that I visited in Denmark, at the Copenhagen Brewery, and they have these giant elephant sculptures outside with what I thought were swastikas, you know, like gigantic swastikas on the outside, but it turns out, you know, it was actually built way before the Nazis ever came into any sort of power, and it was actually this traditional symbol of hope and peace and whatever. And one crazy group of people can just totally change the world like that, you know?
Wow.
So what we're doing here is just, this is Snow being anal about his microsurgery.
Okay.
And we're just making sure all these little lines are gonna stay in here.
They actually come out?
What's that?
They could come out?
Yeah, around the feet especially, it's a little bit more tricky, you know,
Really?
just because your foot skin is so leathery, you know what I mean? It's constantly regenerating. You got to just sort of think about the true nature of what your foot is, you know, in the physical sense.
Yeah, the immune system.
Yeah, you know, it's like it's the lowest appendage of your body. It's the closest, you know, it's the closest to the earth at all times, you know. Therefore, it is going to be sort of the most tough and, you know, rejuvenating and filthy, you know, piece of your body as well, too, you know. So a lot of the, you know, a lot of skin. I mean, this shouldn't be too bad. Usually, the worst parts you see, you are going to want to really be careful about your sandals, you know. So like this area, you know, is the most dangerous when you're wearing your sandals. So you just want to focus on there. What I did is I actually intentionally went a little deeper than normal, just because I know that is going to get rubbed. So over time, when it fades out, it'll actually fade out to be more normal than look less normal. You know what I mean? Not that it looks totally bad right now by any means, but you can kind of see it from like this point down, where it's just a little bit heavier. I don't know if you can even see that, but it's raised up just a little bit more than the rest. Just sort of some preventative maintenance that I wanted to do, you know. But yeah, you know, with your location, it shouldn't be an issue. The biggest problem areas with feet tattoos are, you know, whenever it's along the side. You know, once you get close to this kind of meat here, I mean, it looks like an elephant. You know what I mean? Like, that anything like that is very tricky to tattoo and have stay. And you generally have to go over anything that's on those areas many times throughout the longevity of the tattoo. Is that one a little spicy?
Yeah.
Crystal sword with a snake wrapped around it on her tit. So white trash. So white trash.
Did you say crystal sword with a snake wrapped around it? That's awesome.
Pretty gnarly. It's pretty gross. But you know, every cell's already born and yeah, she had me young, so like.
Cool. I think we might be done. Wow. The last little bit we're gonna do here is get some of this ink and actually just do this. That way, if there was any pores that I punctured along the path of the lines that didn't quite get all the ink, I mean, the reality of this actually doing anything is probably nil.
Okay.
But I like to believe that, you know, if there are any little punctured, you know, skin molecules down in there that haven't absorbed a good amount of ink, hopefully now they will. And, I just like to finger paint is really what it comes down to. So
cool.
I convince myself that it actually helps. I can't imagine it could hurt. I can't imagine that it couldn't help, but it might not. I don't know.
So if you spray alcohol in there now, does it hurt?
It is gonna hurt a little bit. Yes, we are gonna spray alcohol on it.
Should I?
What's that?
Should I do that too? Clean it?
I would recommend no more than you know. We'll give you all the aftercare instructions and everything. You'll take them with you.
Okay.
You're actually, well, how do we want to do this?
You can do the thing you put on.
You know, I don't know if we really even need to do the offsite, to be honest with you, since we didn't color it in. Well, let me think about it for the next couple seconds here while I'm getting you cleaned up.
Okay.
Because if we put the offsite on, you essentially don't have to do anything.
Isn't that better?
What's that?
Isn't that better then?
Yeah, exactly. It is far better. So I think that's what we're gonna go with.
Okay.
And especially because it's a foot tattoo. You're going away. That's right. I forgot about that. If you could come back in, I would just do it the other way. But yeah, we'll just throw the offsite on that way. You don't have to do anything until it heals. And again, I'll give you an extra little piece to for your adventures in case yours starts falling off or anything.
Okay. Yeah, because the next couple days I'm just gonna be getting rid of crap and packing everything I have in my car.
Well, in that way too, with your move, you know, if you have to wear shoes, this way you can, you know, you'll be able to wear a sock over it and everything. And
yeah, because I mean, I'd only wear shoes if tomorrow, if I have to, like, if my boss wants me to work.
What do you do?
Well, I do this. I used to do installation, so I just worked with him a couple days last week to earn money for this and for the weekend and for gas to get to LA.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't have to, but it'd be nice maybe if he wants me to. I don't care though. It's just money.
That's right. And it's not even real money anymore. There is no real money. It's all just points.
Yeah.
How many points do you have? Oh, negative 100? Damn, that sucks.
Negative 30,000?
Negative 30,000? Yeah. Like most people of our age. How old are you? We're about the same age, right?
25?
25? Yeah, I'm a little bit older.
Cool. 29?
Ha! No, I'm 26.
Ah.
Okay, this might sting a little bit. This is the alcohol.
Nope.
You'll notice it'll slowly get hot.
I like that burn.
Nice alcohol burn.
Oh yeah.
You feel that at all?
No.
Cool.
That looks cool though. That looks really cool.
It's your new foot, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. See, what we're gonna do is just this alcohol do its thing for a second. Make sure you're super, super dry before we put on this offsite. And the one bit of instruction I'm going to give you of the offsite is that, again, it's sort of a second skin. You probably shouldn't have anything to do with it.
Okay.
It can happen such that ink and blood start coming out of here, and it might form a little blister or something under the offsite, not your skin. Okay. Sorry, the surface material, the offsite.
Okay.
And when I say blister, you know, just a little puffy thing with ink and blood mixed in with it. That's totally normal. The one thing you want to look out for, since you're not going to be able to come back in, is if that blister does indeed form, you want to make sure that you really carefully and slowly, I mean, really, if you've ever, you know how you try to, like, I'm sure in your life, you've tried to, like, peel a sticker, like a CD price sticker or something off, and you know how slowly you have to pull those off to make sure that none of the little gunky things remain on? You sort of want to use that same approach, you know, real slowly peeling this stuff back, you know, just to make sure, just little bit by little bit, you know, just to make sure that it's not prematurely pulling out too fast any of your ink in there. That's only if those blisters form. Otherwise, if they don't form, The only time you'd have to put a new one on is if it falls off prematurely.
So if they do form, then I peel it all off and put a new one on?
Yep, peel it all off. Make sure you're in a spot where, you know, if stuff oozes off your foot, you're not going to be like getting it all over somebody's couch. You know? So preferably a sterile bathroom when you peel it off, just in case, and make sure you have access to water and paper towels and stuff, because you are going to want to make sure before you put the new one on that it is extremely dry. That's the best thing. Is like, because if you put ointment on it, during the normal healing procedure of a tattoo, if we weren't putting this product on, we'd have you ointment it twice a day. Blot off the ointment, blot off any excess moisture that comes to the surface, and by moisture it can either be sweat, blood, ink, any of the above. And so the goal during normal care is just keeping it dry in between ointments as much as possible. Your trick is just going to be keep that covering on. And you're just going to want to leave that on. Should stay on for about a week.
Straight?
Yeah.
Okay. So even in the shower, just is that?
Yep. Even in the shower, it should form. If I put it on right the first time, or if you put it on right, if you have to put a second one on, it should be tight enough that it forms pretty much a watertight seal.
Oh, okay, cool.
And you just do your normal shower thing and not worry about it too much. This is the sort of thing. You have my email address. We have conversed via email before, so this is the sort of thing where if you at all start getting concerned about it, what I'd recommend, especially since you're in the digital media field, this should be relatively easy for you. Just snap a quick picture of it, email it to me. Try to give me a call if you can, just to let me know to expect the email, to make sure I get it. And then I'll happily take a look at it and tell you, oh, that's totally normal, it looks fine, or, holy shit, that's totally not right. You know what I mean?
So can this actually peel out if I do it quick or no?
What's that?
It could come out quick?
If you rip off the outside? It probably wouldn't pull the ink out. It might pull a little bit out, you know what I mean? But I would definitely err, just for your own sake and the sake of your tattoo, err on the side of not ripping it off fast. Just to make sure, because it can, but I can't promise that it will. So like if after 3 days you're like, fuck, I don't want this tattoo anymore, then yeah, go ahead and try it.
Nah, go ahead. I think I want to keep it.
But yeah, just stay right there. Let me grab a piece of this offsite.
All right, cool.
We will get you out of here. And I need to strip this.
Okay. There it is, my first tattoo. Pretty happy. I enjoy it. Love. And I think I'm gonna try to get Alan and Mike to get N memories for love and memories, so we can be eternally bonded with tattoo and business and friendship. That's what I'm gonna go for. And yeah, I'm gonna wait for the color. I'm gonna wait till it heals and play with it. I guess I'm not gonna get it till I guess New Year's when I get back from the Philippines. That's how it's gonna be. This has been Love and Memories Tattoo. Like, when's your birthday?
March 4th, 1982.
Oh, alright, so you got 8 months on me. That's awesome. As of now, I'm happy with my tattoo. Love and memories.